you all for being here. This is the Veterans in Politics International Candidate Endorsement Interviews. We'd like to thank Mr. Mitchell T. Tracy, who is a candidate for Clark County Commission District F, for being here, as well as thanking the panel for being here this afternoon. And also, we'd like to thank our sponsors, Ron Q. for Clark County Treasurer, Michael Broadway Real Estate, Rio Water, and Lakeside Business Suites. I am Mack Miller, a candidate for Assembly District 5 and today's moderator. I'd like to remind everyone that I am a non-voting member here in the panel and have no authority over whom the Veterans in Politics International endorses for their candidacy. We'd like to start off by allowing Mr. Tracy 2 minutes to speak with the panel on why he should be the candidate that is endorsed.
I'm Mitchell T. Tracy. I've been married 10 years. We're almost a Brady bunch. We have 3 sons, 2 daughters. We had 1 more daughter. We'd be the 6th. I've been living in District F since I moved here in 1999. I have a business degree in business management. I've been 17 years in real estate, not real estate, but the insurance industry. I have 10 years prior military service. I coached high school basketball in California for 10 years in junior high. I've also worked on the stealth fighter program in the aerospace company for 7 years. So I was a small business owner, owned a limousine company in California for 5 years in a internet online service here, selling goods overline about 40,000 items for about 4 years in Nevada. I'm running for Clark County District F. I ran before in the past. I've done real well, but the people aren't being heard there. We'll start with businesses. A lot of businesses I go to, their fees are getting raised double, triple, quadruple. They go to the county commissioners. Nobody wants to help them. Right now, Mr. Lee's Liquors has something tied up. He's trying to get something done. He keeps on asking why is it taking him so long? They just take him, that's normal. He's got other permits, other licenses quicker, faster than this. So businesses aren't getting heard, there's no representation. The people out there, they talk to the county commissioner, they're not getting no feedback. They're not accessible, they're always getting their staff, they're not getting them. They want an ear out there. They want someone to stand up for we the people that's going to back them. And I'm here, I'm going to back them, I'm going to fight hard for them. Thank you.
We'd like to give our panel to start their questions now.
Robert Foust, U.S. Army, VIPI member. So can you give us a brief description of where District F lies, and what is the biggest problem you see there, and what would you do about it?
District F lies, we start off at Red Rock near Charleston, to Rampart to Alta, Alta to Decatur to around Meade down to Flamingo over to Fort Apache. Then it takes like a diagonal, cut Durango to Windmill, then it stays on all the side west of the 15 freeway, all the way to the state line in California, all the way to Nye County West. So that's a large portion of it. Right now there's several things going on. Is public service, public safety. Right now there's 3 firehouses short. I visited the 6 firehouses. I've almost hit all 3 shifts of firefighters. So I talked to them. They're going to get 1 firehouse, so there's still 2 firehouses short right now. And as everybody knows, the police officers, we're short about 1,000 police officers. It's not because they can't hire, get people in there, because the police department has been bad-mouthed all throughout the United States, so it's hard to recruit people. So one of my ideas would bring to them, why don't we do an incentive, give them bonuses, help them out, get a home, do something that we can get more recruits in there to fill those spots, so we can get them out in the community.
What do you think as far as, one of the things you mentioned is that permitting takes a long time. A lot of services within Clark County, with county employees, take a long time, and they're subpar. They're not as bad as California, but they're not as good as they should be. What do you think the county commission's job is to, get the most out of people? And I know it's limited by their union contracts, but maybe changing some of those union contracts, and also, what do you think your involvement with the county school district should be?
Well, the business license, I would let one of my friends know, or someone like Mr. Lee know, if he's going to go down again. Let me come down there with him, so I can see the process that business license or a permit needs to go through. So I can see the whole process and see what's going on, figure out what's going on from there. Because I don't know what's going on. I have to be actually elected commissioner and find out and get my hands on. That's what I'm going to do. I'm probably the only commissioner once I'm elected that that's running right now that's gonna give up his job so I can do this full-time. Even though it's a part-time position, they're paid full-time salary and benefits. So I'm gonna dedicate myself to my commission district and the people and the businesses there to work full-time so we can get answers and things done. Hand in hand, as you notice, the county property taxes, if you look at your property tax bill, there is, like you say, there's stuff with the school district. If they want to work hand in hand, we need to work with them on planning. So if they're going to build schools, make sure there's enough infrastructure to support that school.
Troy Warren, VIPI member. Thank you for being here today. I have a question around budgets. So, in particular, the fuel indexing and how the county commission is supposedly using that money. Now, obviously, there's a lot of streets being tore up and things getting done. One, how much, has anybody ever audited the fuel indexing, like how much they've actually made, where it's actually gone? You know, what were the administrative costs out of that? And would you be willing to allow a independent party come in and just flat out audit the county commission and see where this money, because there's a lot of stuff going on. I'm native and I have no idea where this money's going, but I'm sick and tired of paying 30 cents more a gallon for fuel than anybody else across this nation, except for California, obviously. So would you be willing to open up to an audit on something like that?
I'd audit everything. Because remember when the sales tax up, more cops, sales tax? $14.5 million a year, but that's 6 years, it's around the $60 million. I've already been to the union for the police union to be interviewed. We talked about that. I go, do you know where the money, none of them knew where the money is. I even asked the firefighters, do you know where they're at? Everyone I go to, ask them, do you know where that money went? Nobody knows. We need to audit everything. Where's that money going? Almost $15 million a year, that's a lot of money. Nobody knows. And they talked about homeless people. What are you gonna do for homeless people? I brought my property tax with me. I go, look at your property, there's 2 things on your property tax to help homeless people. Where's that money at? Where's it going? What are they doing with it? Nobody knows. We needed to audit everything so we know where everything's going and be accountable. But they have county commissioners, people running, they're there for personal financial gain, fame or fortune, whatever they want to do. I'm not. There's nobody gonna be a fame or fortune for me because I want to work hard for the people. Because we need to find out where that money's going. People are getting tired of it. I'm tired of it. Because right now, the property tax is capped, but it still goes up every year. Mine just went up, I think, $100 from last year because the property goes up and they adjust it. But there's still a cap. Where's that money going to? There's a lot of money. We got to find it. We got to make sure people are held accountable. Nobody's held accountable for anything.
Thank you for coming today, Mr. Tracy. I'm Michael McDonald, Veterans in Politics Legislative Council, Restoring Freedom's Family Liberty Union. I've got a couple questions in regards to our homeless population out here. We have an influx of mental illness and homelessness coming, especially in our veterans as well. A lot of it's due to family court and the destruction of our family. If elected, would you support funding for new veterans villages or tiny homes for as the city's doing? They just got a $5.1 million program where they just bought half of portion of Master to do tiny homes and services for our homeless. Would you support stuff like that, and what are your ideas?
That's some good ideas, but again, let's go back to the county property tax. There's 2 items on there. Let's find out where that money's going. If it's going somewhere or wasted, let's grab that money and use it for that. Also, we can do with the county health is maybe go out to them, a mobile service goes to them out to the main street and stuff, or try to work with some of those shelters that we can come in once a week, once a month, whatever we can. If now somebody needs care, we can treat them and help care with them. But definitely, yes, I'd support something like that.
Thank you. I have a question around the roads again. So one of the things that I know the county commission does is they work closely with the RTC. Actually, I think Larry Brown at one time was a member of the RTC, the Regional Transportation Commission. And one of the things that I see is an issue, and I'd like you to address and how you would fix it, is there seems to be zero communication between city, and I'm talking North Las Vegas, Henderson, the county, when it comes to tearing up our streets. Because at one time on the east side, from Nellis to Eastern, Charleston, Sahara, and Flamingo were all tore up at the same time. And like for me to go home from work, so I work basically at Sahara and I-15 and I live on Sunrise Mountain. Well, I have to change almost once a week because all of a sudden there's a bunch of cones popping up. Nobody's around, but there's all kinds of concerns. Is there any way to coordinate that kind of work between cities and county?
Sure, I don't see why not. I'll get in there, that's one thing I would look into, coordination. As the same as with the fire department, I don't know if you know this or not, the fire department, they go out, they need to get a hold of the police, they call the non-emergency number 311, so because their dispatchers can't talk to each other. So yeah, that's very strange, yeah. They're waiting out for the cops, they told me this, I went to all the fire stations to visit them, they said there's an emergency, the cop hasn't arrived yet, they call 311, tell their dispatcher, and they call 311, and that's how they talk and relay to, so we need to get that fixed, because if you have a fire department out there waiting for the police to come, why does dispatch have to call 311? That's what they told me. I said, we need to get that fixed, that's ridiculous, we need communication. Like you said, we all should be on the same page, so we make sure the infrastructure or whatever moving around town, everybody's easier. And then a lot of times they put the cones out, no one's even there. Why is that? I don't know, I heard rumors that these companies are getting paid no matter what, if their cone's there or no one's working or not. I need to find out if that's true. Someone told me that, they're getting paid for the cones to be there. And that's ridiculous, if that's true. Thank you.
You had mentioned that you served 10 years in the military.
Yes.
What branch and where did you serve?
I served in California, Air National Guard, Army Reserve. I was a telecommunication operator, 222nd Combat. Then when I came here, I was out, but when everything happened, 2001, 2002, I joined back up in 221st, 1st Division up here in the National Guard Army. So they never got me trained because we're always getting moved around to a couple months over, to desert warfare training in Barstow and stuff. So they never got me trained, so they had me part of the motor pool. Unfortunately, I wish I would have been trained, so they kept me up in a 91 Bravo combat medic. So whatever I could do combat medic wise, I helped. Otherwise, I didn't help out in the motor pool, where I was assigned to. But they were supposed to be, I was supposed to be a tech, car tech, but they never got me trained because everything was so fluent and everything's ongoing then. But they kept me in 91 Bravo combat medic, which was good because I revived some mild skills back from 81 through 87 and stuff like that. When I was in the Mobile Army Surgical Hospital, and when I was in Army Reserve, then I went to the Air National Guard. But that's where I learned a lot of integrity, a lot of pride, a lot of commitment, and discipline, and that's what you need. When you have a problem, you overcome, adapt, the problem. And you adapt and try a new thing and see how it works, that's the best thing.
Robert Foust, U.S. Army, VIP member. How do you feel about the district attorney basically not pressing charges against somebody that stole $42,000 from his account, his election account? Do you feel that that's ethical?
No, anyone breaks the law, I don't care who you are. It doesn't matter, friends, family. Things break down. That's one thing we have, justice. So the justice breaks down, people are gonna start doing their own things. Vigilantes and so forth. Who knows what favors are? Follow the money. Maybe there's something more going on there we don't know about that nobody wants to say because there's more to it than what there is. But definitely, anyone, they break the law, they should pay the price.
Mr. Mitchell, if elected, would you support? There's a lot of issues with jurisdictional licensing. I used to work in business licensing for the city, and there's a lot of small, large businesses it's harder to do business between the multi-jurisdictional licensing, all the fees and red tape that you have to do. I worked in planning. It takes forever to do a project. A lot of times there's so many different nuances that have to go through. If elected, would you help support lowering the taxes for small businesses to spur growth?
Yes, definitely lower the taxes. What I like to see is one place to go. Let's get with the federal, like we were talking about the city, the roads. Let's get the city, the county, the state, the federal in one building for businesses. And they should be there helping them. not trying to hurt them and slow them down. That's what I get from a lot of business owners. I'm trying to get my business going. I gotta lay out money for my lease. Then I do my plans. I'm already paying for the lease while I'm sitting here trying to get my plans done. Then I talked to this business owner the other day. They put something in and they told them that's against code. We're gonna charge you $20,000 to get that moved over there because you're in violation. You know, it's ridiculous. Let's get one place to go. And this next thing I like to do is the county employees, they work for us. They got a great health plan. I don't know if you looked at it.
Yeah.
All their diagnostics free. Let's open that up to all the businesses of Clark County so they can get in there. Same plan. If I was a county employee, that'd be great because my premium's probably gonna go way down now. So that's another one. You'll never hear that from anyone else but myself. Open up the county health plan to the small businesses and businesses of Clark County. That'll save them tons of money. It's a great plan. They don't feel so-so, but the health plan, it's awesome. I don't know what it costs, but what they provide the county employee is great. So let's open that up to the businesses. Why not? If it's good enough for the county employee, why can't it be good enough for the businesses there, Clark County? Because they're paying a lot of the county employees' salaries and stuff.
Purse. Yeah. Guys, any other questions? Robert?
Good.
Pass it down. So we're going to be having an NFL team here in Las Vegas. How do you feel about the stadium, and what do you think that you can do as a county commissioner to protect the citizens of Las Vegas and Clark County from the fraud that's going to finally evolve when the stadium turns into a mess?
Well, it's already a mess. As I talk to a lot of people down the south and stuff that don't like more development, because when development comes in, it comes more traffic, more crime. They have no public safety, there's less police officers there. There's already 3 firehouses short. If you want, they wanted the stadium first, put the infrastructure in first. Hello, you want something? How about let's get more police officers? Build 2 fire stations for us. Do something to help us out. You know, from what I heard, it's one of the, I don't know if it's true or not, the county commissioner's land, sold his land. I don't know if that's true or not. No one's ever checked it out, but that's what I heard. I don't know what goes on. This is ridiculous. Taxpayers should pay 0. Infrastructure first. They should have widened the roads, build the roads, do whatever they want first. Make sure we have enough police officers, extra stations, same with the fire stations. Then I would approve the project. As long as it doesn't cost the taxpayers money. That's the same when people want to build. I'm going to tell them, go backwards. Go backwards. Make sure the roads are in first. So, you know, it's not congestion. Make sure we have the fire and police taken care of. You know, utilities. Then you can build your houses. Then you don't have to worry about that. Make the people happy. Take care of the people are going to back you. And then you have the next project, you won't have that much problems. See, it's also funny is people don't want to do that. I've talked, it costs about $8 million to build a fire station. And this is ridiculous. This is how stupid the county is. The county tells the builders what the starting price is, so they can't build lower than that. They tell them it's X amount of dollars or so much per square feet. Instead of keeping their mouth shut and let them bid low and get it below that, they tell them what the minimum bid is already. Is that? Thank you very much.
Are there any further questions from the panel?
No.
Do we have time for one more?
Yeah.
Yes, we do.
That's actually
Michael McDonald, yeah, so that's actually a really good point that there's a lot of government regulation where you have to meet a certain budget or they won't get that budget for next year. There needs to be more internal auditing. I'd also ask that if you'd like to, you would look into Metro's programs for dealing with the homeless and mental illness and stuff like that. A lot of them are illy trained. They're now putting programs in to train them more as not to be a first responders to different situations, especially domestic relationships, where they're taking people to jail for any reason, or they're not well equipped or trained to deal with those kind of situations. So, in regards to that, would you support audits and training for Metro?
Yes, I would. I would definitely. Public safety is number 1. Just like the military, all of us in the military, we're there to defend the United States. We're first line defense. Just like the police and the fire department here in Las Vegas. If something happens, who shows up first? The fire and the police. Public safety is first. And if they're not properly trained and equipped, they're not gonna be able to do their job correctly. So definitely. But we need, definitely the money should be there because, like I said, the $14.5 million, almost $15 million a year is there. So we gotta find it. We gotta audit it. That's why I wanna do full time. So every day I'm gonna go to the office. I'm gonna do what I need to do first, set my priorities, and then I'm gonna go do all down the whole list of every single department and spend a week to 2 weeks there so I can know what's going on and watch people work and understand each department.
Nice. All right, thank you. Yeah.
Thank you.
Any further questions from the panel? Wonderful. Well, Mr. Tracy, we'd like to give this your opportunity to spend about 2 minutes in closing to speak to the panel on why they should endorse you for your candidacy.
I'd like to thank the panel for letting me come here and for all your service to this country. We gotta remember, this is not about myself. It's about we the people of District F, the businesses out there, the hardworking people, every day, working hard to have a great American life and the dream. And we need people to stop giving them lip service. We need people to stop being there for their fame, fortune, to make themselves stronger and stuff. I'm not gonna be. I'm there to got your back. I'm gonna be there fighting for you. I'm gonna do anything I can, because I'm fair. That's what it takes, fair. I'm gonna audit, we need to find the money. The money's there. This county should be so great, but there's so many people in there for themselves. And they wanna hide things and do things, say we can't do it. Anything can be done. That's why I'm gonna dedicate, once I'm elected full-time, soon I'm sworn in, I'm gonna hit the ground running. And if people shut me up, they're not gonna shut me up. I don't care if they're all the other party or not. I'm gonna go to the people, just like Reagan does, just like Trump does. You go to the people will back you, and I'm there to back them. Thank you again very much for this opportunity.
Thank you very much. Mr. Mitchell T. Tracy for Clark County Commission District F. We'd also like to thank our panel members for being here this afternoon, as well as our sponsors, Ron Q, the Clark County Treasurer, Michael Broadway Real Estate, Real Water, and Lakeside Business Suites. I'm Matt Miller, a candidate for Assembly District 5 and the moderator. I'd like to remind everyone that I have no vote or say in who the Veterans in Politics endorses for the candidacy. Thank you very much.